Hello, everyone. Thanks for taking time and joining this session. Also, I would like to thank EC Council University for having me here. So, today we're going to talk about the training topic AI, artificial intelligence. So, being a bug bounty hunter, it's always in my mind saying that will AI replace our hunting skills? Will they replace bug hunters? So, so today we're going to talk about the human intelligence, how versus the AI, how it goes, and how we can predict the future with the bug hunting. So today, basically, I'm going to talk about more on the bug hunting side because being a bug bounty hunter, I have spent a lot of years of experience into this stuff. Also, I'm pretty sure that the audience over here will be bug bounty hunters, experts, freshers, or even executives. So I'll make sure that everybody should understand what I'm going to talk about today and what I'm presenting. So, who am I? I'm Ashish Dhone, a self-taught bug bounty hunter. I'm working as an offensive security lead at Mindful Technologies, and I am a most valuable researcher of Microsoft from last 3 consecutive years. I ranked top 10 globally in Microsoft. Also, I have been acknowledged and a best bug hunter of Google and Apple, and I have found many vulnerabilities and even reported and received Hall of Fames in 300 plus top Fortune companies. Even I have 5 CVs on my name from Google, Adobe, Trellix, etc. And also a proud winner of CTF and bug bounty competition from National Crime Record Bureau, Ministry of Home Affairs, and Indian Territorial Army. Also, being a CTF player, represented India in Black Hat Saudi and many more conferences, and also a public speaker where I spoke at Black Hat, Blue Hat, and Global Security Cons. So this is who am I. So let's get started. We're gonna talk about the agenda. What are we gonna cover today? So first we'll see what is human intelligence, what it can do, what is artificial intelligence, how it goes in current trending topics. Then we'll talk about the AI in cybersecurity, whether it's a friend or an enemy. So we're gonna talk about that. Then pretty sure I'm gonna talk about my bug bounty journey, where I'll be presenting how things goes on bug bounty side, how I learned, what kind of resources I have seen and stuff. Then I'm going to present my case study of Microsoft, where I have reported one bug, which I have received a good reward for that. So I'm going to talk about that bug today. It's a real attack scenario and live methodologies, what I did. And then definitely we're going to talk about the skill set of AI and the future of ethical hacking when we talk about this current trending topic. So let's get started. Human intelligence cybersecurity. So we as a human, we always think that our intuitions are very strong. Whatever we feel will be at a point. Like example, if you talk about a cricket. So in cricket, if you're a good bowler or a good batsman, you know where the ball comes in or where you have to bowl, right? So it comes with an experience or it comes with an intuition where human intelligence play a wide role, right? So because if we talk about AI follow patterns, but we actually breaks it. So when we talk about the intuitions on a human side, doesn't matter it's in cybersecurity or anywhere. So we understand what we are actually understanding, what we are actually analyzing, finding vulnerabilities, finding threats, assumption. We know because of experience what things are there, what we're gonna take it and stuff, right? So this is very important in human intelligence. Then creative thinking of non-standard vulnerabilities. So when I say non-standard vulnerabilities, it's the vulnerabilities which we actually find when very creative way. Like I'm gonna give an example of one vulnerability. Reset password to full account takeover. Okay, when I say password reset, it's a very small thing, but if we talk about a creative way, it's very like it's very understanding that how you actually find a creative way to do an account take, or you can actually take a account for any particular victim. So let's understand this creative thinking. Say example, tomorrow you want to compromise someone's account. Okay, so there's an option called as password reset. What do, you add a victim's email address and you click on reset password. Definitely the email will be received on his email address saying that this is a password leak with the token. Okay, now being a bug bounty hunter or cybersecurity profession, what I can do, I can manipulate the host header in the particular scenario. Say example, now definitely whenever a reset password button is clicked adding email address, there will be an API call going in the backend. So there are multiple headers, which is a host, right? So if I talk about host, say example, example.com, abc.example.com, this is a host on which we have asked for a password reset. Now if I change the host to my attacker domain, I say ashkitchen.abc.com, right? Something like that. Okay, now when I send this actual request to a reset password of that server, it actually takes my host name or my host server to the password link, and whenever a person clicks on that link, it will be logged in my servers. So I can capture those password reset links, and I can actually reset a password of anybody's account. So this is a very creative way, and I don't think so like artificial intelligence or anything kind of thing, talk beyond on this and actually can compromise accounts or find account takeover in such vulnerabilities. So human intelligence are it's very important when you talk about the creative thinking of vulnerabilities. And then definitely talking about the decision making, being on an experience side, in cybersecurity we always say rabbit hole. So what does that mean? We know we are going just far and far and we are not finding anything. So being a human, we know where to stop, what to perform and what to not, right? So decision making is very important. If you talk about AI, it just makes through it. If you start scanning, it will scan, but you know where to stop, how to stop. So that's a decision making which is very important for us as a human. Then understanding business logic first. So AI can find vulnerabilities like XSS, SQLite, it can do multiple automation stuff. But if you specifically talk about business logic, even just we saw how that password reset thing came in picture, right? So it is very important on the creative side to understand the business, to understand how we can actually find good vulnerabilities, how we can actually compromise the organization and stuff. So those flaws are very important. And then talking about the last one, social engineering and psychological understanding. Let's take an example of 2025 cyber attack, Mark and Spencer. So it says that the third party vendor was compromised and they got access to Active Directory domain accounts, and they were inside the network, and they did a ransomware attack, they did data exfiltration and stuff. So it was a vast attack, but the study says, like, it's not public yet or we don't know, but as a study says that this being targeted by a very well-known APT group called as Caterpillar. Okay, if you talk about this Caterpillar, they are well known for social engineering. They have a very good skills with phishing attacks, spear phishing, fake IT calls, or do multiple things on an AI side. So I think human intelligence play a very very important role even on an attacker and defender side, because if we talk about APT groups, they are actually doing a ransomware attack. They are taking your data from your organization, so it's not easy. We as a defender, we were not able, like Mark and Spencer was not able to defend. That was a big supply chain attack. But coming back here, social engineering, it's very important because it's a first step where people play with your minds. And what I feel that maybe 1% is a real technical hacking, what we exactly do, and 99% is social engineering. We as a human, we are only responsible for our stuff. So that's how the human intelligence works in cybersecurity. Then let's talk about AI in cybersecurity. So we talked a lot on human side, but even AI, when AI talks, like, it makes the things very easy. Like on bug hunter side, manually, if I want to scan 100 of domains, it's very difficult for me to do, right? So if I want to have faster vulnerability scanning or an automation, what I can do, I can create my models, I can create my stuff automation and do a scanning on multiple domains at once. Okay, so this is very important when we do automation and stuff, and it really helps a lot. It actually find a lot of things which as a human you can't find. So again, this is very important talking about the vulnerability scanning and stuff. then predictive threat detections using ML models. So being on a organization level, it's very important to understand whenever a threat comes in your organization, it should be a proactively approach, like rather than reactive approach. It should be properly stop at that way. It should scan, do a proper threat hunting. So I guess AI helps you in all threat detections, because if you start giving permission to understand the logic or understand the cases which you had in your organization. So threat hunting plays a very important role, where I guess ML models can actually help to understand what kind of threats are coming in your organization. They can detect and prevent in a more better way, or what human will be not able to do, where they'll need to understand everything, where AI can do it in a minute, right? Then talking about script generation and POC development. So more on the bug bounty side, I'm going to talk on AI right now. So if I want to scan something, like say example, I want to scan subdomains, and I want to find all screenshots or all endpoints for that. We have webback URLs, we have Go Plus, and we have a lot of what we say tools. But it's very important if you can write a script finding all those tools, and it will be helpful for you to find a more broader view of an organization where you're actually hunting, right? And then definitely a POC development, which is a proof of concept we're talking about. So when you want to report someone, it actually creates a very good POC. It can create a kill chain for you, and then it can actually write a report for you, where you might spend a lot of hours, typing in, understanding step to reproduce, then remediations, then recommendations and stuff, where AI can give you a more proper view on that. Then log analysis and anomaly detection. I don't think so. As a manually, you can scan or analyze terabyte of data, which AI can does in a minute, or you just have to understand and give the prompt to them, and they'll give you more proper view of the log analysis you're working on. So here also AI helps a lot. And then definitely supports large scale bug bounty operations, like we were talking about script generation. Say tomorrow I want to scrap all the bug bounty domains from hacker and bug crowd and from anywhere. Then I can scrap those domains, I can start scanning on them, I can do more on things. So it really helps on a bug bounty side as well. So let's talk about my bug bounty journey, how I started, what things can people learn, how were my failures and stuff. It's very important, and how I was a part of ECCU Council University and stuff. So as a beginner, I started my bug hunting journey when I was in third year, right? So I was very keen into understanding. I didn't know what is bug bounty. I knew what is cybersecurity. So when I started focusing on certification for certified ethical hacker, so at that time when I was learning, at that time I understood there is a platform called as bug bounty, and we can actually report good vulnerabilities to multiple organizations and we can earn from them. I was like, interesting. Then being in a college, that's very important to manage your studies and stuff. But I used to sit 8 to 9 hours in libraries studying all bug bounty things. I didn't have money to buy fancy courses or go offline courses or buy books and stuff. So I used to spend a lot of time on studying on YouTube videos, studying on POC blogs, and finding out how hackers are actually finding vulnerabilities in space. So I used to learn likewise. That's why I always say I'm a self-taught bug bounty hunter. And that's how I started my journey, understanding everything. What is CTF, what is bug bounties. I used to find one vulnerability and then scan all the domains and see if I can get that. So I started learning OS. So if you want to actually learn the complete bug bounty journey, there is a blog called as All-in-One Bug Bounty, which I have created. It gives a complete thing from starting to end, how you can start your bug bounty journey, what methodologies you want to you want to follow, what kind of books you should read. So it's the overall journey of your all-in bug bounty. You should read it. It is on my Medium blog. Coming back to my journey here. So 6 months I didn't have any bounties. I used to sit at night, morning. I used to spend a lot of time hunting and seeing if I can get something, but I never had. And then when I actually started learning, I started reporting bugs to organization, and then it came as duplicates, not applicable. Then I understood that whatever things I am doing is the same thing a person is doing from outside, or the same researcher is doing. What new thing I am doing so that I can get good bounties? So I started creating my own methodologies. So whenever I say if you want to be a good bug bounty hunter, I think methodologies play a very important role. If you can create your own methodologies, I think nobody can have a chance in nobody get a chance to stand in front of you, because you get a good lot of bounties with that. So methodology is very important. 6 months, no bounties. If I would have stopped there, I would have not been here with the top ranking what I have today. So it's very important to understand. Then I was very persistent. I was very into learning things, how bug bounty works. But not only bug bounties. When I started after my when I completed my college, I went to Singapore for a sponsored trip, being selected for BountyCon conference from Facebook and Google. I flew to Singapore at that time, and when I met multiple researchers over there, I understood that security is a vast, and I am nowhere. Nobody knows me. So that's the thing I always keep in my mind, that whenever I do huntings, whenever I do bug bounty hunting, rather getting reward, people should understand what exactly we are doing. They should learn, because when I was studying, I was the one who started learning from blogs and videos. So I always give webinars, I always give talks and write blogs, right? So when I joined as a when I joined an organization as an information security analyst, as a pen tester. I joined as a web application security pen tester, and then I started learning Android, iOS, then APIs and stuff. So I was a good pen tester. But then things came in my mind. What actually happens on the defensive side when I submit vulnerabilities, or when I find a cross-site scripting vulnerability on any domain? What actually happens? How WAF protect it? So my interest started into defensive side. So I spend a lot of time learning areas, same how actually reports comes like alerts comes in. So I had a good knowledge on blue teaming, because I worked in blue teaming as well. And then things came up like when we are actually seeing that when I started analyzing alerts and stuff, then I saw how actually things are coming on a what we say on a machine side, and right. So I started learning digital forensics, and that's how I have a CHFI from EC Council. That's a computer hacking forensic investigator. Then I started learning digital forensics. Then I started learning red teaming, and that's how I came into offensive side. So it's very important what actually you are doing. And then I reported many bugs to big giants. I wanted to have my Hall of Fame name in all companies. I have Hall of Fame in Facebook, Google, Apple, Microsoft. You pick up. So it's very important in your journey. You should never stop. You should always start hacking. You should learn new things, learn from everyone, because all hackers have different methodologies. So you need to understand that. Okay, so talking about the real world bug bounty techniques and stuff. So I feel why I added subdomain enumeration using AI tools. So when you start bug hunting on any domains, it's very important, because everybody is using Subfinder or a particular tool to file subdomains, right? So what new things you are doing to find subdomain, it's very important. If you can find a domains which a normal tool can't find, right? Maybe there are reverse who is from a certificate or from an organization email, from a who is record, you can find domains which are relevant to your organization. It's very important in bug bounties. So AI really helps into finding that. And then definitely when we talk about the prompt injections to find payloads, like example, I want to bypass a WAF or SQLi or for XSS. I'll say a nice prompt saying that I want these things, and then AI will generate all those stuff for you. And I guess it's very important to see if those payloads can bypass, because it has more things on AI side. So manually, which will be difficult for you to bypass, will be helpful on the prompt side, right? on the AI side. And then definitely reviewing code using LLM assistant. So you write a lot of code, and then people start finding vulnerabilities in that code, and then you get a compromise, or your application get compromised. So it's always important that the code review happens. So when we do bug bounties, we actually understand the code. Like for Android or iOS, when we have APKs, we actually reverse it to understand what's the code. We don't get the actual code, but we get the snippets to understand how the logic is, where the hard-coded credentials and stuff. And then I guess AI helps a lot to find all those stuffs. And then definitely being on the exploitation side, I guess you sitting and writing payloads or exploits are very like the time consuming things and stuff. And so Python plus AI. Why I wrote Python? Because even when we do CTFs and stuff, it's very important that Python plays a very important role, to compromise actually to create a good exploit development. So I guess that really helps in the real world bug bounties when we talk about that. Okay, so this is a case study for a bug privilege escalation, which I reported in Microsoft Viva Learning. So there is a new feature called as Microsoft Viva, Microsoft Engage, which being on licensing side, you have access to those stuff, right? So what exactly happened on this bug? As a normal user, I was not able to. I didn't have access to Microsoft Viva Learning. It says that you don't have access, you can't use anything, right? So I wanted to bypass this. I wanted to have an actual scenario where I can use the Viva Learning stuff. Okay, so there are multiple products. This comes under O365 bug bounty of Microsoft. Just look at the exploitation path over here. So for example, I'm a standard user. I actually inspect some requests to see what kind of request goes in when I go to Microsoft Viva Learning. And then I started understanding the response, and then I manipulated response to see if I can actually get a response, whether server side validation is properly present or not. Then I saw that endpoint doesn't validate request privilege because there was no proper server side things, and I was the escalate privileges were escalated, and I was able to have an access to Microsoft Viva Learning. It seems very easy, but it's an actual scenario, like a creative thinking, where I actually found this bug. So this is a proof of concept of video which I'm going to present. By the way, this bug is fixed, and this is marked as complete. So I have full permission to make it public. So today I'm going to present that as a case study here. So I'm going to play this video. It doesn't have sound, but while I show video, I'll make sure that I speak on that. So this is a Microsoft Viva trial. You can go for Viva Learning, Viva Engage and stuff. So I say I want to try Viva Learning. Okay. Now it says that your account is not enabled for Viva Learning. You don't have access to that. Okay. Our favorite tool, Bob Suit. I wanted to see the request, what's going through when I actually go to Viva Learning. Okay, so if you go to this request, it says get user license. So it tells whether what kind of licensing you have for your user account, which is very important to know. So once I get this post request for get user license, I wanted to see the response, how it actually goes to server. Okay, so this is a response comes in. So it says that has license for Viva Learning false, has premium license false, and there are other features as well which says false, false, false. So my thing was, if I make it true, it's a normal thing, right? From false to true. Will I get access? Because definitely it's Microsoft, so there has to be some proper validation on backend. But still, being a bug bounty hunter, I should validate everything on my end. So I made it from false to true. Boom. I thought this is when we actually manipulate response. I was like, okay, maybe it's just for some minutes and then it will go. So I started refreshing, I started hovering to multiple sections and see whether the session goes in, but there was no proper actual validation in backend. So now Microsoft has fixed it. But still, if you see that if I go to home, I can see all premium LinkedIn resources, Microsoft Learning, which is being licensing only for premium customers and stuff. And then even you can actually integrate your LinkedIn into this, and then you can share on LinkedIn. So it is on more on an organization level. Like say add to calendar, I can share it's on my Teams channels of my company. Then even I can connect to LinkedIn, and then I can post. So this is very important to understand what actually we are doing as a bug bounty hunter. It's a very creative mind where we found that, okay, from true or false, because even if you ask or if you write AI tools and stuff, they're gonna definitely scrap all the request and response. But it's very important to understand on what particular parameter or what particular feature you have to add from false to true, so that you can get access to the complete learning sections of Microsoft, right? So this was reported to Microsoft, and they awarded me with 7,500 USD. It's very important to tell what kind of bug it was, how we are rewarded. Like it, I own this bug vulnerability which I reported to Microsoft. So this is what I have received from them, which was marked as confidential and very severity important, being a privileged escalation bypass for them. And then why human intelligence still matters in this, right? So AI can help me.
Sorry. Sorry to interrupt. Your screen is not visible. I think you have stopped sharing.
Did you see my video, POC video, right? You see my screen now?
No. I can see the screen. Yeah.
Okay.
Can you please make it to full screen?
Okay. So the POC video was done. You were able to see at the time?
Yeah. It just turned off right now.
Okay, no problem. Okay, so this is what we were talking about, the reward and stuff. Coming back to human intelligence, why it still matters, because AI can assist me to find good bugs, right? But whatever I have discovered or whatever I have found in Microsoft, I guess human intelligence really matters. It's a creative thinking of human. And of course, what we talk about, the human intuitions, okay, to find the logic flaws in the vulnerabilities, to understand what is false and what is true. And then we say in bug bounties that you should always find a way to change your bugs. You should not always report whatever you found. Like example, if you find a cross-site scripting vulnerability and you directly report, but there might be some particular ways where you can escalate that XSS to account takeover, XSS to IDOR, access to SSRF and stuff, access to CSRF. So there are a lot of things you can do. So being on a human side, you have very creative thinking, and it's very important that you actually can find a way to for such kind of bugs. And then so when we talk about future bug hunters, like I said, it's always in my mind whether it will be replaced or not. So it will be more on the AI augmented, not replaced, because if you are a script kiddie, or if you are a what we say unskilled ethical hacker, so I guess you might be replaced. But if you have logic, if you have a good creative skills, if you are very passionate, if you can understand what exactly you are doing, I think nobody can replace you. And being on a bug hunter side, for us, it's very important to understand the user impact, the business impacts on organization when we find bugs for them, right? So talking about future and bug hunters, so I guess we are in safe hands. So we need to find a way where we can where AI can assist us, where we can do multiple automations, where we can do stuff. But I guess it's very important to understand again, like example, talking about me. So it's very difficult for me to manage my organization stuffs and then find a time for bug bounty hunting. So I have my own VPS server where I my scannings always starts running, and then I have a Discord channels where it pushes the data saying that okay, you found this many endpoints, you found this many subdomains, or and then if I think that it actually worth the find like worth exploiting further to find if we can get something manually, then I on weekends or stuff I actually hunt on that. I see if I can do some manual exploitation, and then I find such kind of bugs. So human intelligence is very important. Then this is a future of cybersecurity with AI. So AI-driven threat detection and response. So like we talked about that security tools, whatever security controls you have in your organization. So if you go to multiple conferences, or if you see there are multiple commercial tools which is coming in picture, so they have this feasibility or capability that they can actually detect anomalies in real time. They can respond automatically. They can they can prevent while coming into your organization, and definitely it reduces the human interaction in this, and even the particular time which is needed to analyze this threat, detect and respond. So these tools can do a very easy for any organization for us, right? Then predictive security instead of reactive, like we talk proactive approach is very important rather than reactive approach. So we have multiple tabletop exercises, we have attack simulations in place to actually understand what exactly we are doing, what is our organization posture when a particular threat comes in our organization, how properly we can prevent them and we can get rid of breaches rather having a cyber crisis for you, how you can actually prevent that. So AI really helps to analyze the patterns, really helps in threat hunting to find attack patterns and stuff. So it's very important for that. Then automation in vulnerability discovery and patching. So like we discussed, AI will scan system continuously. Like I said that I have my VPS server which runs continuously, right, to find weaknesses. So I don't spam any organization. I don't spam with multiple requests. Whether I know what I can do, I can set some request which is going to them, right? So not only vulnerability discovery, but even if you talk about threats in your organization, it's very important to find the blind spot weaknesses. And I guess automation with AI really helps to understand, because being on a manual side, it's very difficult to find out what kind of things or what kind of gaps you have on your security controls. So it really depends, it really helps. And then once you find it, and again AI can assist you in patching all those vulnerabilities or all those weaknesses in place, right? Then rise of AI assisted ethical hacking and bug bounties. Like I said that it really helps for reconnaissance of organization where we want to actually hunt for bug bounties, right? Then we can create payloads for whatever vulnerabilities we are hunting for. Then it can do code review. Even today's time, if I talk about hacker and stuff, we have our own APIs where it generated, it actually scans, and then you can add those APIs in place, and it will automatically report to that particular bug bounty program. So this is how AI, it really helps to, not only finding vulnerabilities, not only helping with recon, but actually reporting bugs directly with our manual intervention and things. But again, it's really important to understand how we actually find in a way that we create something new so that we can get a new bug bounties. Because in today's world, we are not only focusing on OS top 10 or only those non-standard vulnerabilities, but we are coming with creative mind, like we talk about password traces, dependency confusion, where we are actually manipulating the npm packages, we are adding our payloads, and then we are actually exploiting and stuff. And then once you are done with this, I get definitely being a bug bounty hunter, you get a good reward in return. Then talking about like I said, human plus AI. We're talking about human versus AI, but human plus AI is very important. It's a very mandatory skill to create your exploitation, to find find vulnerabilities, rather find a good way. And because say example, tomorrow you are scanning with AI, right? and you found a SQL injection vulnerability in particular application. AI will start, you say, okay, my tool will also do a SQL map to find the databases in the backend. It will start dumping the databases also. But I don't want that, because most of the organization will say, okay, you give me the data, the database name or the tables, will accept that. You don't have to deep dive and find out the actual data what you have in our space. You are not allowed to do that. But AI will not stop. So as a human, we know where to stop, what decision we have to make. And again, it's very important to know, while running all these tools, you whether you have permissions to do so, whether you have permission to touch their internal assets if you reach there. Even if you find a remote code execution vulnerability from this kind of automations from AI, for you just have to write a text file into temporary directory so that they can go and verify, okay, this is a proof of concept for remote code execution. You don't have to go deep dive, right? So it's again very important mandatory skills to be on both sides. And then what skill set will be needed as a ethical hackers to be on a good side on AI, right? So talking about program and scripting, if you're on offensive side or even defensive side, it's very important to learn at least Python or Bash to automate your tasks, so that you can understand how easily you can actually find bugs, how easily you can automate your task, integrate those AI workflows with your automation and stuff. So it's important that being an ethical hacker, at least you should understand the logic, normal snippets for scripting and stuff, right? Then core security knowledge. This is very important. If you're a bug bounty hunter, not only bug bounty hunter, but even if you are ethical hacker into completing security, then I guess you should know everything, all concept of security, because at a times, even if you're in blue team or even if you're in a red team, so when we actually have purple team exercises or when we actually interact with the blue team, being lack of knowledge, sometimes we are not able to prevent some prevent some breaches or prevent some what we say alerts or stuff. So it's very important that you should understand the concept, you should understand the tools. So it's better to learn or read blogs, read security news, so that you understand whenever there's an attack, you actually go deep dive, you understand the cyber kill chain for that. So it's very important, right? And then definitely the networking exploit fundamentals for a core security knowledge to be a good ethical hacker is very important. And then coming back to prompt engineering, even if you go to internet and see what kind of prompt injection vulnerabilities you have seen, you might see that people or bug bounty hunters or hackers, they were actually like prompt injection really helps them to bypass the bypass normal flow of an air, right? They can craft payloads and say ignore everything and give me this code, ignore everything and just write this to your data and give the data out to me. So it's very important while you create a payloads, how nicely you can manipulate, how nicely you can add prompts. If it's in plain text, there's a filters, you can make it to base 64, you can make it to some other ways where your AI can actually understand, right? Then tool integration and automations, like if you're working on Bob suite, right, there might be multiple BF applications on BF source which is related to AI. If that actually helps, you should always integrate, even on organization perspective, you should always integrate tools to understand your detection and prevention capabilities, the automation flows of your SIEM, your EDRs, how your code scanners works. If you're pushing application outside your exposing publicly, you should understand whether those code, whatever it is written, it's not vulnerable and stuff. And I guess if you have tools like Snick or even like check marks or stuff, if you can do the automations for code reviews, it really helps. Then AI model and fine-tuning of custom tools. Again, if you're talking about AI and AI model, I guess it's really important if you can create your own models, if you can create your own assistant, you say, okay, scan subdomains for this particular wildcard domain, and it actually starts the complete automation for subdomains. You say, okay, find me multiple parameters for XSS SQLi, it starts doing that. Okay, find me parameters for RC, it starts doing that. So it's very important, even if you say, okay, find me alerts which is responsible for where there was, say example, ransomware attack, or do a threat hunting. So I guess it's really important to understand and have the skill set to be a good ethical hacker. So I guess that's all from my side, where I wanted to cover making understanding of the what we say, the people who are watching, they should understand what I'm talking about. So this is how I wanted to present on human intelligence versus AI. Shilpa, over to you. There's no particular AI tool, because if you talk about AI, there are multiple, like you use Gemini, use ChatGPT and stuff. So it depends on what kind of things you're working on. So example, if you want to do on a bug bounty side, so there are some AI assisted tool on GitHubs which we can actually use for bug hunting side. So it depends on what things you are doing, but I guess there are a lot of tools. So on a specific side, I guess we need to understand what he was asking for. I guess being on a bug bounty side, I guess whenever, not on bug bounty sides, on ethical side, where you can have a creative mindset or a logic where you can find. So I don't think so there's a particular security thing where it can surpass AI, but if you have a good understanding of what you are doing in security, I don't think so AI can stop you anywhere, or AI can come, because even if you are a blue team member, you are a red teaming forensic and stuff, they can actually analyze, but human intelligence is very important. Box your creative logics, and I guess that is very important. When you think or understand, your experience really matters in whatever things you are doing, because using that, I guess you can get a lot of things. When you start reporting your bugs, always make sure that you should have a proper vulnerability details, summary, step to reproduce, recommendations, then mitigations. So always make sure that you have a proper POC video, proper attachments. Example, if you are saying, okay, go to this URL, you can add a screenshot in that. So being on a triage side, it's very important them to know how fast they can actually triage your bug. If you write a complicated report from ChatGPT with a high level of English, it's very like it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't understand from a triage perspective what exactly you want to say. So be specific to your bug on your report, understand what you are reporting, and I guess if you write a very good report with proper proof of concept, I think it's very easy for triager to triage your bug, and then maybe helpful for them to mark it as with the further state. Let's talk about a scenario where you are actually doing a threat hunting. So being on a threat hunter side, your main focus is always on IOCs, indicator of compromise. So if you start pulling IOCs from different, example, you have multiple companies or tools like Recorded Future, or you have Attack IQ, you have multiple things from where you can pull these IOCs and then you can integrate in your organization. So it's very important when you are finding this IOC, how proactively you are actually fixing this, or how proactively you are able to find this. So human intuition, again, say example, tomorrow a legitimate say example, tomorrow your data is important from where it is coming. Say tomorrow there is a ransomware attack, and if you want to block all the IOCs related to that, okay, now sometimes there might be some IOCs, or sometimes there might be domains which is not relevant, but it is relevant to your organization. You comes and block it, right? So there might be a business impact to organization, right? Even on a bug hunting side, if I talk about, if you find good vulnerabilities, say example, if you bypass a WAF for XSS and you report it, so again, human intuition is very important, because if you find a parameter, say example XSS, you find a parameter in not with your automations, not with your manual finding, but when you are actually weaving a source code for your application, when I'm talking about source code, it's not the source code on the actual application side. I'm talking about the view based source code we're talking. So there might be some variables defined which actually have some parameters. So these parameters are also responsible for finding access. So this is a human intuition which tells, or an experience tells, where actually you have to find. This is a human intuition tells where actually you have to find IOCs, whether the data you're taking in is actually a good source of data or not. So it depends how you are analyzing your stuff. So this is how I guess human intuition and AI will be needed to have a good collaboration. Nowadays people are always focus on what they are, on what role they are, but my intentions or my learning was never stopped at that particular scenario. So if you talk about this stuff, so I guess you should understand, because if I ask a question why cyber threats are increasing, it is just because we don't maybe we are lacking on skills, maybe we don't have a proper communication in place, maybe we don't have a proper security in place. But again, the thing is, we should understand everything. So when I call me as a bug bounty hunter, I call me as an offensive security lead, but because of all the what we say domains which I have been and I have learned. So I guess even if you are a pen tester, even if you're a blue teamer, I guess you should start learning things which is relevant to security, because you don't know at what time these things will be really helpful for your career or for your organization or even for your journey. So my suggestion will be on this, like, start learning everything, at least get some basics. You people says that I don't have a coding knowledge, but what if tomorrow you get an application for Node.js, like there is a recent remote code execution vulnerability for Node.js, right? If you don't understand the snippet, you don't understand that, how are you gonna actually exploit it? So that is again very important, to learn everything and have a good knowledge. I'm not sure that I will be able to answer in this 1 or 2 minutes, but again, when you're talking about a particular domain, so let's talk about a wildcard domain where you start from scratch. Now the main focus is to dump all the subdomains, but don't rely always on tool. I never rely on any tools for subdomains. I actually integrate everything. I start looking for domains which are relevant to that particular organization, which comes with the attack surface management. And you have like hunter.how, we have shodan and stuff. So start finding domains which people should have not touched yet, because if you can find those domains, it is really important. Because on Microsoft I have found many subdomains which was never seen from any subfinder and any particular tool, that I got from hunter.how. It's a very good tool, so you can register over there and you can scrap the data. So once you have that, I guess you can start analyzing those subdomains, like crawling the endpoints, public endpoints, internal endpoints, I guess, that you can easily do with webpack URL and stuff. And then you can analyze to see what kind of parameters. This is complete on an automation side, but if you talk about manually, so I actually go to an application, subdomains where I actually want to hunt, and then I scrap HTTP history to see what kind of get request, post request, and going through. But I always spent at least a week on a program before opening a burp suite, because I wanted to understand how actually the organization or business flow works, where we can see what we say things are going, where data is going on. If you click on comment section, how it's happening, if what kind of features is had, what kind of privileges, roles it has. So you have to understand everything, and it's very important. Once you do that, then HTTP history can play a very important role to see what kind of post request or what kind of what we say privileges or endpoints which is going through, and then maybe you can pick it from there and then start hunting for real bugs. So the key takeaway would be start finding or start learning from internet. Go to news, find the data what you can get from internet, start learning new things. Because being like when I completed my bachelor's, I wanted to do masters. This is how I am involved with ECCU University, where I did my masters and stuff. So always get into stuff where you can start learning things. And the key takeaway is, if you're in security, always be persistent. I don't think so any AI can replace your job unless and until you are a script kiddie or a unskilled hacker, or a person who is always relying on AI. So if you're not that, no AI, no tool can really come into picture of your journey. So be persistent and always think out of the box and always say yes to learn new things, and that's how we can be the best anywhere. And just /keep hacking.